you like from Zander tonight?
He's always composed, but I felt like he was kind of letting the ball go with some conviction. Wasn't trying to be too cute for brevity's sake. That's the best way I can say it. But also the way he was mixing speeds too. I mean, he showed he's a potential starter or a lot of other available roles, because right now everything's kind of up in the air for us.
Was Trey at shortstop a one-game science experiment or anything?
I mean, not necessarily a science experiment, just kind of managing the lineup where we're trying to get different guys involved. And Logan Chambers is going to play for us, all year long, sometimes in the outfield, sometimes in the infield. So it was one of the first opportunities to get him on the infield, really, is what it was all about.
What can Trey being at shortstop maybe do for some guys to get in the lineup out in the outfield, or like Chambers or somebody like that?
Yeah.
Can it open up your lineup more?
I think if you're trying to do matchups and really get a lot of left-handed hitters in or a lot of right-handed hitters in, or if you make a late-game move, it can do a lot. But to be fair, I mean, the guy can play the position just as well as he can third. He can also play on the right side too, but he's one of the better left-side infielders in the entire country, I think.
We're using an abundance of lefty pitchers already. How much separation is there kind of behind Kirby and Redmond?
Not a lot, I don't feel. I mean, if Fitz throws like that tonight, and certainly Zander in his two outings has shown that he belongs in the mix too. So I don't think there's a lot of separation at all. I think there's a lot of availability as it relates to what we got going on in the bullpen, especially with these pitchers that are starters right now not having that high pitch count tolerance.
How pleased are you with the offensive production from a lot of guys? It's not just a couple of guys producing early.
Yeah, pleased. I mean, I think there's certainly no arrogance to it, because we haven't gotten into league play, and it's not like we've done anything to brag about. But I do think we knew we had good options, if that's the best way to say it. So it's not really a surprise. It's just going to be a matter of who fits in where. Maybe there are some matchups or what day it is. Maybe we just feel like going with a particular guy. But right now, those guys all need to work hard and be ready for their opportunity, because we can mix and match a lot of different guys, I feel.
Ben Joyce hit over 100, 103s. What did you see from him?
He didn't hit 104, which is disappointing. And he has done that in practice before. But just getting more and more comfortable each time he's out there. He just has not accumulated a lot of innings. I don't know that he's thrown over 15 innings ever in a spring. I don't have documented everything he's done in summer ball, but so he just needs experience, and he's certainly gotten a lot of it in the fall and in spring training, which was the January and February period. But there's no action like game day action, and you see it in some guys' eyes. I mean, a kid like Grant Cherry and some others, they like being out there and competing, and you actually get a better version of them than you do in practice. And I think Ben's got a little bit of that too. He's just got to figure out how does he tame that wild horse, that wild stallion he's got with that arm. And as he continually does it, it's going to be fun to watch. There's not going to be one day where it's just bam, he knows exactly where to spot it up against righties and lefties. But he does throw strikes. He's got tremendous stuff. It's going to be fun to be a part of his career and him figuring that stuff out.
Everybody talks about his fastball, but how good's the changeup? And I think it looked like a slider.
Yeah, the slider, he ran out in front of it a couple times. That's been equally effective in scrimmages, but the changeup, when it's on, it's almost kind of unfair. I couldn't believe, apologies, I don't remember which Asheville lefty was up at the time, but he didn't look that bad on it. Maybe, I don't know, because he would have been so late on the fastball. I don't know what the deal was, but that pitch was one of the best pitches thrown of any pitcher tonight. And once hitters start thinking about those two off-speed pitches, it's going to be very difficult to sell out for that fastball, which is admittedly what all of our guys do in scrimmages against him.
How many guys have you had that throw a 90-mile-an-hour changeup? How many guys have you even seen, I guess, do that?
Crochet was always too worried that his was too hard, but I mean, he was close to 100 as well. So I don't know that it's more than those two guys that I can think off at the top of my head, but it's abnormal. But he's an abnormal kid, abnormal work ethic, and fortunately he's been blessed with abnormal stuff too.
How would you assess Christian Moore's performance?
It was great. I think, just to be frank, I mean, at times he lets the umpiring, bother his performance a little bit. And that first AB, I don't think was so much about him needing to get his feet wet or his first career start. I could see him maybe being frustrated with the call early in the at-bat, which was a strike, according to what I looked at back there. But the rest of the night he was dialed in. I think he sees the ball as well as any hitter we have on our team as far as what's balls and strikes, where to hit the baseball, what's going on, spin, and all that things. So, he's competitive, and he's also gifted in that area. I didn't have that little deal, whether it's hand-eye or whatever. And then it doesn't take a genius to look at him and realize he's got some power. So, and hopefully, Danny White's done a great job with fundraising and everything else in our athletic department. Hopefully, he can pay for the umpire's car windshield that SEMO busted out. I thought the umpiring was fine tonight. So, no, if he's listening, no ill intent there.
A few more? Any more? All right, thanks, Coach.
Okay, thanks, guys.
All right, we'll take questions for Ben Joyce. Take more pride in fastball or the changeup that you threw tonight?
Honestly, the changeup, that's been a big thing I've been working on with Coach Anderson. It was kind of a pitch we tried to develop coming back from the Tommy John rehab. So I think I take more pride in the changeup at the end there.
So what was that rehab process like? I mean, more and more guys now they come back from it and their stuff's just as good or better than it was, but sometimes it doesn't happen. I mean, how grateful for you to get through that?
Yeah, no, it was awesome working with Woody. He was there every step of the way. Coach Anderson, all the guys on the team, the whole staff was there for me every step of the way. So getting out there and pitching again was really cool to do.
What do you envision your role being on this team?
I mean, just kind of whatever it ends up shaking out to be as we get throughout the season is good with me. I'm ready to do whatever I need to do to help the team, and I know the guys have my back, whatever it is. So just kind of however it shakes out.
What were you throwing before the surgery? What were you touching with that?
I was up to 100 before the surgery a couple times. I was probably sitting mid-90s before the surgery. So I think working with Hugh before he left and then Woody through the rehab kind of helped me gain a little extra after that.
What's it like seeing 102, 103 in your bullpens and then in games like tonight?
Yeah, no, it's awesome. I mean, I've been working hard to try to get back from that surgery, and just finally getting out there and seeing it's really, really cool.
Is it fun hearing the crowd cheer when you're touching up there?
Yeah, I think that's probably one of my favorite parts, just kind of hearing the crowd get up and kind of feeling the energy from that. That was a really cool experience.
Tony's talked a handful of times just you needing reps just after so long off. How good it felt to get out there 2 times in game.
Yeah, no, it's been awesome. I mean, you can throw as many pens as you want, but it's not the same as being in an actual game. So being out there and kind of getting that in-game experience was really important. It's been cool to get it with the crowd here and everything going on.
What's the highest you've hit on the gun? If it was on a side session or wherever it was?
I think I've been up to 102 maybe, so I think this is a new high. But
So much had it mean to you to kind of get out on the mound these first couple games as a kid from Knoxville? I imagine you growing up following the balls.
yeah, no, I've been coming to games since I was 7 years old. Just kind of been a huge Tennessee fan, so getting out here and with the crowd and the guys on the team, it's been a really cool experience. Kind of a dream come true for me.
And now that you have gotten your feet wet, what's kind of the next step for you as you approach SEC play?
Yeah, just kind of keep trying to get that experience and go out there in different situations and try to get comfortable. Because I mean, I haven't been in as many situations as say anyone else on the team, so it's going to be cool to get out there and experience different things.
Any more questions for Ben? Thanks, Ben. Appreciate it.
Thanks, Ben.
Zander, Sechrist.
Daniel, Tony said you threw the ball with some conviction today. Did you feel good warming up? I mean, getting the ball to start the games maybe a little different. How excited were you?
I was excited. I didn't find out I was starting until I got to the park, but conviction is a very big word from V, and I take pride in that. And every pitch that each pitcher needs to deliver with conviction.
You've always been a guy that messes with hitters' timing a little bit with the leg and hold it up.
Always. I've been a big guy with that. When I was like young, I wasn't an overpowering guy, like Ben Joyce, with 100. But I just needed to find a way to get hitters out, and I felt like, in the stretch I slide step a lot, so I felt like, let's try something different out of the windup, slide step, hold it at the top, and I think it's worked pretty well for me.
You ever struck out 7 in a row at any point in your career?
I didn't realize it was 7 in a row until I was done, and they told me I was done. I was just kind of locked in, and no, I've probably never done that.
What was working for you well during that stretch?
Breaking ball and changeup actually. Fastball sometimes I couldn't really locate it much, but then my off-speed stuff was there tonight, so that correlated to the pausing and the quick with my fastball.
How don't know if you've seen yet, but with the kind of pause and the leg kick, Pitching Ninja's already tweeted out a little video of you. I mean, just as a pitcher, I imagine that's pretty cool.
That's always a goal, you know, to get on Pitching Ninja, I guess, nowadays. But usually it's definitely not for, you know, timing. It's usually for velo. Probably Ben's on it, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, Ben, it's changed up? Yeah, of course. But no, it's an honor, I guess, but, you know, it's just another, you know, goal.
Do you feel like you've been a guy who's stretched out enough to where you could start if you needed to?
Oh, yeah, I felt like in the fall I usually start. Last year in the fall I started a lot, but then last year in the season I relieved a lot. And then this year in the fall I started again. And I'm ready for a start whenever, but I'm usually a relieving guy. But, you know, when they call your name, you got to be ready, you know what I'm saying?
What do you think your role is going to be this year?
I have no question. I have no idea, but I'd like to be a starter, but, you know, that's V's call, and I'll go whatever he decides.
For you to be successful this season, what kind of do you need to make sure that you're doing out there on the mound?
Mess up timing. I would probably say that is number one, get guys out. Try not to be overpowering, just, you know, deliver with conviction. That's a big word, and yeah, I think I'll be successful that way.
How do you utilize the different leg timing and everything and not mess up your timing while trying to mess up the hitter's timing?
Well, I usually do one at the end of my bullpen before I go into the game. But I've just worked on it so much, even playing catch, you know, you're slide stepping all the time. But I try not to overdo it, and sometimes I try to do it on 2 strikes too much. So tonight I tried a little something different, and obviously it worked.
When you do that, is there something that the hitters kind of show to let you know that, hey, this is going to work?
The first thing I look for is if a hitter picks up his leg. If the hitter picks up his leg like a big power guy, I know in the back of my mind that I can get him with it no matter what pitch I throw out of it. So I kind of just look for small things, where they are in the box, if they're up in the box, back of the box, just small things.
How wild is it seeing 103 pop up on the scoreboard when Ben Joyce is out there?
Well, everybody wants it to be them, but I'm not that guy. But it's awesome for a guy like that. He's been through a lot, coming from Walters and then having Tommy John last year. We're stoked for him, honestly.
Some freshmen got out there tonight, Wyatt and Gavin. Just what do you see from them?
I love those guys, you know. Wyatt, big guy. I love him to death. Gavin, Brasowski, man, a great guy, great teammate. And it's always fun to see guys like that get out there on the midweek, because I was there last year, and you know the feeling that they have, no matter the nerves, doesn't matter. But when they come out of the inning with 0 runs and the teammates are all over them, it feels good.
Any more? All right. Thanks, Zander.